All right, I'm going to do a reading for those of you who are newly in a relationship, maybe 3, 4, 5 months, even 6 months into a relationship. So if that's you, stay tuned and let's see what the tarot has to say to you. Okay, so in the recent past position, we have Ace of Wands. This is the beginning of your relationship. Right now, we have the Eight of Coins. And coming up in your relationship, we have the Star card. Nice. Well, let's have a look at that. So when you first met, there was a lot of fire, passion, and drive. The suit of wands is passion, drive. Usually it refers to what drives you in life, but it could also refer to the passion and lust and drive within a relationship. Being the suit of fire, aces are beginnings. So you had a pretty passionate, fiery beginning. Good job. And the Eight of Coins, this is the card of paying attention to the fine details of things. So it looks as if you may be just sort of exiting that honeymoon stage, that initial magnetic draw to each other. Not that you're not still drawn together, but now you're starting to, maybe you've had your first argument and you're paying attention now to communication styles that work for you guys. You're getting to know each other's little flaws maybe and accepting them, and focusing on the fine details of the relationship, kind of like stage 2 of things. And then this is a really good card to have in the future of a relationship, because the Star is all about longevity, long-term influences, and when it comes up in a love read, it shows that there is potential for a long-term relationship here, that there is longevity in this relationship. The Star comes from the Major Arcana, so this is telling us it's a major phase of your life. This relationship was meant to come together. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, let's add an obstacle card. Let's see what sort of obstacles you guys are facing in this relationship. Strength card came up. So the Strength card can say a lot of things. First of all, look at this gorgeous card. This is the Slavic Legends Tarot. And usually we see a woman with a lion in the Strength card. And I love that the artist has chosen a buffalo. This is beautiful. So anyway, in an obstacle position, this could be being that the strength can also be stubbornness, is that you are a little bit stubbornly stuck to your old ways. Possible. It could be that both of you are very strong-headed and lock horns. We have a picture of horns here. So one thing to notice is depending on which tarot deck you choose to use, you know that's always the same 78 cards, but each artist chooses different symbology. So in this particular one, we have horns. So it could very well be, like I said, it's horns locking. So you tend to butt heads, and maybe you're stuck on having the last word. And your super strong opinions might be a little bit of an obstacle in this relationship. Okay, let's have a look now at another future card. Let's look a little further into the future. And look at that. Look at that. This is definitely meant to be. You're in a good relationship. You got the Lovers card. So look at the picture. You can guess what it means. The Lovers does definitely mean compatibility between two people. It's also about duality and choices. In a love read, especially in a future position, it's definitely saying that you guys are really compatible, and this is a really, really good union. It also comes from the Major Arcana. So to have the Star and the Lovers in your future position, this is a really strong and good relationship. Let's now take advice from our higher self. So what I mean by that, this could be advice from your higher power, but if that's not part of your belief system, think of it as advice from your higher, wiser self that looks down on you, or your guardian angel if you want. Okay, so let's pull that one. The Page of Swords as in an advice position. All right, so pages carry the same kind of energy as aces and a little bit of the Fool energy, in that they are at the beginning. They're starts of new chapters. A little further than the ace, of course, but the page is the beginning of the court cards. And in terms of the personality archetype, they are young and they're ambitious, and they are also messengers. So that could be describing the personality of you or your partner or both of you. In an advice position, it's telling you to keep things fresh and don't get too settled in ways yet. Like keep an open mind. Swords is the suit of mentality and ideas. So again, don't let your ideas clash too much. Keep an open mind. Listen to the ideas of your partner. Okay. I feel we need to call upon just one more card to clarify the obstacle, okay? All right, so this makes sense. The Nine of Wands, I call this the fought the battle still standing card. We got this vicious looking warrior there. But it is a card that can show some conflict. So in an obstacle positions paired with the strength card, we've got the potential for some fiery arguments if you don't let go of having to always be right and win that argument. Remember what you learned, paying attention to communication styles, okay? So there is, with that passion and fire between you guys, there is the possibility of some fiery fights, but that's usually because one of you or both of you is a little bit stubborn and hung up on doing things your way or the highway. So a little more flexibility in the mind, because there's so much potential in this relationship for things to work. Let's grab a spirit animal card. So I love grabbing from this deck. Colette Baron Reed's Spirit Animals Oracle. So what I use them for is to see if there's an animal spirit in the world right now that has advice for you in what you're dealing with and what you're going through, okay? Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. So this definitely vibes with this and the whole communication thing. So collaboration's all about seeing eye to eye, working together, listening to the other side, and it's also about co-creation. So co-create not only with your partner, but the universe has brought you together. Major Arcana says so. So the universe wants to collaborate with you. The universe is working with you. You know when you get signs that you're in the wrong place and it seems like the universe is pushing you another direction? This is the opposite. The universe is working with you, is pushing you toward this person. So we've got this image of puzzle pieces coming together, and ants by nature always work in teams and work together and carry each other's loads, and they have that collaboration spirit to them. So the ant spirit wants you to The ant's reminding you to work with this person, listen, be an active listener, and communicate. There's a lot of potential in this relationship. Finally, I'm going to grab from one more deck. I'm going to take from the Mystical Moments Tarot. I love using this deck when it comes to love reads because it's a very ethereal looking deck. It's very magical and dreamy, so I feel like it really fits love reads. Okay. The Four of Cups. Interesting. So this kind of grooves with this whole idea right here. The Four of Cups is all about ignoring an offer or ignoring help being offered, or not noticing it. So this tells me this person's got your back. This person's there for you. And we see this bird offering an umbrella for shade or to protect from the rain. Often on the Four of Cups card, we see this hand offering a cup, a physical cup. In one way or another, it's love and support being offered. And I'm seeing, this could be you, but I'm seeing this as you sort of stubbornly refusing when it comes to maybe you've had a little tiff, an argument, and you can't see this person's reaching out an olive branch and offering a sorry or an apology, or maybe they're just letting you know they're there for you and you don't always have to do everything on your own. So if you do tend to be stubborn when it comes to fighting and maybe even march off, silent treatment type of thing, this person has patience, and maybe you're used to in the past. I'm really getting that the past relationship had a lot more arguing and fighting where you weren't listened to, and you're expecting that sort of pattern again, but that's not what you're getting with this person. This person has a lot more patience, and it seems you are not repeating an old pattern of who you've attracted this time. So when there is a disagreement, or if you are feeling unheard, maybe their communication style is just a little bit different. It's not as out there and in your face, but they're just sort of more subtle. They're there for you. They're letting you know that. Now, in the case that you feel you're more in this position and they tend not to be listening to you, then maybe you need to speak up a little bit more. Remember, we want to really collaborate. We want to work together and co-create this relationship, and that's all about communication. So maybe you have to be a little more outspoken. And again, letting go of that stubbornness for this to work. But ultimately, there's a lot of hope and potential in this relationship. So communication is really key to get things to work and to get over those small little details. Remember, that's all they are, the little things. They're all little things, and it's a through a culmination of the little things that make a relationship work. So keep that 8 of Coins mindset in your approach to this relationship. And next week I'm going to do a midpoint of the relationship, so maybe come on back for like part 2 of where things are with you guys. But coming up next, there'll be a career read. Thanks for joining me.